I'm journalist Brian Hendricks. Explore our magnificent state with this week's edition of Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Brought to you by Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
I'll start things off tonight. Brian Hendricks not in studio with us tonight. He'll be out this week and next week, and feel like we got a nice show lined up for you. Coming up tonight, we've got Randy Zeller, Assistant Chief of Communications, Arkansas Game and Fish. Deke Whitbeck, President of Game and Fish Foundation. A little bit later on, Joey Moll of Fish On Custom Rods will join us. And one of the things I wanted to do by inviting Deke and Randy is I don't get to cover game and fish. I don't make all the meetings and whatever. And a lot of people may not be aware exactly everything that the Game and Fish does. And so I will start with you, Randy. There are so many different facets we can talk about.
It really is amazing, just the breadth of topics that we cover at the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Recently, last week we had a commission meeting, and we had a lot of regulations that were passed during that commission meeting. And in the course of those regulations, you're seeing everything from fishing regulations to commercial angling. The caviar trade actually has a lot of people in Arkansas that use paddle fish. And so we have to regulate that as well. You have deer season, duck season, you have all the wildlife, but you also have a lot of work with captive wildlife and things like that as far as exotics, any kind of exotic wildlife that comes in. And that includes things like, we have some people in the state that may actually want to own a capuchin monkey or something like that. There are regulations as a primate. There are people that they want to have one as a pet. Well, primates fall under wildlife still, so they fall under some special regulations that someone at the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has to evaluate any kind of risks with native wildlife populations and human safety. And so we have to manage that as well. So, and then when we talk about our game wardens, that's the largest face that we have at the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission that everybody sees is the game wardens. A lot of people, in the state don't realize that our game wardens, not only they specialize in all of the laws for wildlife and all of our regulations, but they're actually state police officers as well. So any law in the state, they're responsible for enforcing that as well, and they do a lot of search and rescue work with a lot of smaller communities. Our K-9 unit in particular, they're sent out just about every week. A few of our K-9 units are out on search and rescue or assisting with evidence recovery. We have people that they go out, they commit a crime or something like that, and they throw a firearm off in the woods on their way out. We have K-9s, and that's what our K-9s are specialized in, is tracking down firearms for when we're looking at, arresting a poacher or something like that. So we will actually bring our K-9s out there to assist with finding a firearm. That we've had a few of them that have been used in murder cases and things like that, where if it weren't for that K-9, that murder weapon would have never been found. In some cases, we have one that happened about a year and a half ago that the person actually broke the firearm into 2 or 3 different pieces and threw it out in a couple of fields. And one of our K-9 officers was able to go out there and recover all those pieces of that firearm and help make the case. So, it's amazing just the breadth. And like I said, whenever I go to the grocery store, or out in public and I'm wearing a game and fish shirt, number one question I'm asked is, "Hey, well, you're a game warden." Well, no, actually, I'm in communications. I started as a managing editor of a magazine, work on a website, work on guidebooks, work on press releases, all kinds of things like that. And I kind of joke around a little bit sometimes and say, no, I'm an accountant or honestly, there's so many different people that are involved to make it work. We have to have just about every walk of life. And I didn't even touch on the education that we have. The nature centers, we have educators that go out directly to schools, that work with our schools, and work with teachers. And then we have, the hatcheries, we have 5 state fish hatcheries in Arkansas that they grow fish. And that's one that it's kind of an instant result. When we get those hatchery guys out there, they're bringing fish in, they're netting fish up. They're able to put those out there, and there's a tangible, ta-da, there's a fish, we're putting something out there. We also have guys that work out in the woods that are doing habitat management, that it's something that it's a little bit more gray area to normal people to understand that when we're cutting down a tree, we're opening up the forest canopy so that sunlight hits the ground and we grow more vegetation for the animals to actually exist. you have a thick canopy forest, you have all those acorns. Well, everybody loves to hunt those stands. Well, those stands are absolutely empty of everything else when those acorns are gone. Those acorns are around for about 3 months out of the year. A deer lives 12 months out of the year. So what is that deer? Where are those squirrels? What are those animals eating the other 9 months out of the year? They have to have browse. That browse is created by opening up the forest floor. So when our guys are out there opening up the forest floor, whether prescribed fire or opening up the forest floor by doing some thinning in the stands, it's not a direct, tangible result that people can say, like that fish, that they can say, there it is. But it's just as important, if not more important, that habitat comes along, because that's what's going to actually move the needle a lot more.
All right, I want to ask you this question because you touched on game wardens.
Sure.
In the 11 or 12 years Brian and I have been doing this show, every person who's come in here and works for Game and Fish, you could tell instantly they love what they do. They love what they do. All right, so how would one become a game warden?
Okay. Game wardens, we actually run a class of game wardens about once a year. We're actually starting, this class is actually starting up, I believe, this week. We actually will run, a game warden will actually go through cadet school. Now, about every fall, we'll start our call for the next cadet school. And that's when you really need to pay attention and keep in touch with the AGFC's website, agfc.com. And we will actually do a call for, hey, if you want to be a game warden, here's the time when we're accepting applications. And I mean, as far as like any kind of requirements, those are posted. It used to be you had to have a college degree. You don't necessarily have to have a college degree to become a game warden. It does help, however. But we have a lot of people that they were state troopers or they were in a fire department, search and rescue, things like that. We have people that were dispatchers, things like that they didn't necessarily go to college, but they do have experience that's commensurate with it. So they're able to kind of get in the list. From there, first thing they'll do is they'll actually give you a test, a questionnaire about who you are. And so those people will go through that process. They'll ask, things like, do you have any felonies? Have you ever stolen anything? Have you ever knowingly broken a law? Things like that. And so they'll fill out that test, and then we'll look at that, and then they'll eliminate some folks that, if they have a felony, law enforcement officers are a little bit different, so you can't do that. But then they'll actually bring the people in, and then they'll actually do a lie detector test to start, and your answers with the exact same questions, so your answers better match up. So then from there they'll do extensive background checks, and then once they get to that, they'll do interviews, and then they'll select a pool of candidates from those interviews. From there, those candidates go to the cadet school. And then the cadet school is about 18 weeks of training where they spend the week out at the Mayflower office. That we have a barracks there that's temporary housing for them, that during the week they're there, and then on the weekends they go home. But they will actually spend the next 18 or so weeks doing physical work, making sure they can pass any kind of physical requirements. But they're also learning wildlife law. They're learning about how to be a game warden. We have some of them that they may be a state trooper. Well, he wasn't necessarily a duck hunter, but he was a deer hunter. Well, we got to have our game wardens know how to identify every duck species. So they've got to go through classes just like what I went through when I was in college, at Mississippi State. I had a wildlife management background. Well, I went through and duck ID, deer ID, being able to ID, different critters from the skulls, things like that, using dichotomous keys, things like that to break down. Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, that's my fault. That's the music cranked up. Mentioned with Randy Zellers, the Assistant Communications Director for Game and Fish. We'll take a pause. Back with more in just a moment.
Sorry, I'm a talker. Man. No.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern-born and raised and Arkansas-based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. On June 11, 1963, President John F. Kennedy delivered a historic televised address to the nation, declaring civil rights a moral issue. And he added, "I hope that every American, regardless of where he lives, will stop and examine his conscience about this and other related incidents. This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Doublebee's believes and practices this principle, as do our customer in 34 stores across the natural state. Come on in and grab some great grub to get you on your way. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's."
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. All right, we got a new board here, and I'm not sure the controls. I had the landing gear down a second ago, and I shouldn't have had the landing gear
That's
down.
okay. You got to have controls to shut me off, though. Sometimes I get talking, and I can't shut up.
No, you can't. This is talk radio. This is what it's all about. All right, you meet when we were in the break there. You made mention of Green Tree Reservoirs. I think it was 4 or 5 years, Brian, and I went up, I want to say the Black River around Pocahontas up there.
Okay,
that way. How's that program working?
We are actually about to kick off renovations on that within the next year. Okay, so we've done the hydrology work. Which hydrology work? I mean, when you're talking about hydrology work, you got to wait on the rain to actually flow sometimes to see how things react. So we're actually at that point right now where we're actually going to start turning dirt on some of this stuff. And with the Black River, with that whole Dave Donaldson area, we did originally we had a plan. This is what the plan is. We went to the public and said, hey, this is what the plan is. Public was very outspoken that, well, this is going to cut out this is going to cut out that. Especially there's a place called the Islands the original plan was going to cut the islands out, and basically they would flood naturally, but they wouldn't be artificially held back. That was not okay with a lot of the hunters that have traditionally used that area. And so we went back to the drawing board, asked the engineers to come back with a solution that would allow us to keep the islands. It's going to cost some more money and it's going to take more time, but I think we've been able to make that to where the public still has that opportunity. We listen to them, absolutely. I mean, they're the ones that ultimately, that's who this is for, is the public and, of course, the waterfowl resource. I mean, we want to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're increasing that habitat, that waterfowl habitat during the winter for these ducks to come in and use. So it's within the next year, and actually there is a regulation that just got passed last week that during the first segment of duck season for the very near future, during all this construction, that non-residents will not be allowed to hunt on Dave Donaldson Black River during that first segment. They'll still be able to hunt in the other segments according to the rest of the rules for non-residents on WMAs. But because Dave Donaldson it's one of our areas that usually has reliable water, fills up quicker than anywhere else because of the siphon system it has. Because of that early water opportunity, and it's one of the few early water opportunities that we have on public right now, we want to make sure that the residents do have that opportunity.
All right, we talk about trout and talk about issues. We've had some problems with our hatcheries.
Yeah. Last year we did have some issues. During April of last year, we had all the floods that hit the Spring River. That caused a lot of damage to the Spring River hatchery that we own. And we lost about 80% of the trout that we had ready to go, going in the next year. We are still in recovery stage on that. All of the work is done. They've cleaned it up and they're able to do it. But when you're talking about a trout, you're talking about, an 18-month window from the time it's hatched to the time we stock it as a catchable size. And so we still have to build up some of that stock. We lost a lot of those. Spring River has been a great place to fish as a result, but we need to stock that up. Meanwhile, Norfolk National Fish Hatchery on the federal side, they saw a really bad fish kill last year, also due to a lot of natural causes, kind of a perfect storm of events with high water in the spring, causing a lot of decay that was stuck down at the bottom of the lake. And then when the water level dropped in the thermocline, which is where water levels separate, when that got to a certain level, it actually flushed into that Norfolk National Fish Hatchery where their water was void of oxygen that they're trying to, and there's nothing they could do about it. They tried to put aerators on, they did everything they could, but they lost a lot of trout as well. So we had to cut back on a lot of the harvest regulations for trout while we have to stock at lower levels until that's back up to speed too.
All right, so we talk about trout, let's talk about trout stamps, licensing, et cetera.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to the licenses, our licenses, with the exception, the trout stamps, we've had some increases there in the last, when we're talking about the last 5 years. The increases that have gone to that actually those were the result of trout anglers actually asking, hey, if we increase the trout stamp, can we make sure that some of this money is earmarked for things like the Spring River hatchery and better habitat work on some of the trout tailwaters? And so that's where that increase came from. But your general fishing license, however, the general fishing license has not actually increased. A lot of people think that, they talk about how the licenses increase. The general fishing license has not increased since 1987. So that $10.50 that somebody was paying in 1987 is the same $10.50 somebody pays right now. Now, $10.50 bought you a little bit more back in 1987 than it does now. And that money, it's a little harder to stretch that money now, but we do have other funding sources. We have a lot of great partners. One of our great partners sitting right over here that helps us out a lot with a lot of our education, a lot of our special projects. The Arkansas Game and Fish Foundation really helps us out a lot with a lot of that through their fundraising efforts. And with the Legacy Lunker program that we're running right now, would not happen if it weren't for the Arkansas Game and Fish Foundation stepping up and helping us with some of the promotions and some of the things that we've been able to do.
And that person you're talking about is Deep Whitbeck. I think we're just coming up on a break here, maybe about 30 seconds, and we'll find out all about the Game and Fish Foundation, how you can join the Game and Fish Foundation, where the funds go for that. And so I know you'll be happy to talk about all that, Deke.
I'll be happy to. Yes, sir.
All right. I'm trying to hit the things right on time here, okay?
Well, I was just going to say, Ray, that you could ask Randy for what's going on in the Game and Fish Commission. He could talk from now until next Thursday. I mean, it's pretty incredible what's going on over there.
All right. Deke, we'll find out all about the Game and Fish Foundation. We come back with more Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Spring has sprung, and incredible deals are hatching at Gwatney Buick GMC during their Spring Trade and Save Sales event. This includes extraordinary savings on 2026 GMC Terrain front-wheel drive Elevation, as low as $279 per month. Find a basket full of savings on GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab with Turbo Max engine, up to 20% below MSRP. Buick deals so good you won't hear a peep out of the competition. New Encore GX at just $199 a month. Plus, the entire Buick lineup is available at just 0.9% during the Spring Trade and Save Sales event. Call 501-945-4444. Come see your peeps at Gwatney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Sierra based on MSRP of $55,370. Terrain and Encore are low mileage leases. See dealer for details.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Introducing Bluebell Pro, a dessert with up to 12 grams of protein and 110 calories or less per serving. Low fat, no added sugars, and gluten-free. Dig into a pint. It's more than just protein. It's Bluebell Pro. Never has high protein tasted so good.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at all Family Market grocery stores and Wright's Food Center in Glenwood.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock.
If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
All right, time to talk to Neil Atkinson with Saracen Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. Neil, how are you this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. Just sitting here catching up on some little NBA playoff action we got going on tonight.
Well, fill us in.
Well, we got the Raptors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's the end of the second. Remember, we got live in-play betting, so you can still bet the game while it's still going on. And in the first quarter, we got the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. Right now, the Knicks are favored by 8.5 over the Hawks, and it looks like they just started the third quarter in the Raptors-Cavaliers games, and right now the Cavaliers are a 9.5-point favorite. Right now, the score in that game is 54-48.
And so, when you're looking at the NBA games, how do you do that where the game's going on and you can still bet? I don't quite understand that.
Yeah, well, because of the technology and the live and the official data that we get from the leagues, the whiz-bang programmers got it to where they use the math and the formulas and a little bit of AI, and they put out a live line, and they do it within a risk profile. All this is just a big math equation, and technology is what's allowed us to do this, because you're right, you couldn't do this in the past, but now with the data and the technology that we have, we're able to do it on Bet Saracen, your Arkansas sports book.
All right, we got an NHL playoffs going on.
Yeah, they are going on too. Now, the hockey playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, are not as popular here in Arkansas as the NBA is, and even Major League Baseball. But we do have some hockey fans in the area. We've had some people hit some big parlays on the hockey. So we also have in-play live betting for those NHL playoff games. We got two of them in play right now. Got the Flyers and the Penguins, and you got the Senators and the Hurricanes.
Neil, line will come out, I guess, tomorrow in Arkansas and Missouri State.
Yeah, the midweek games, we'll have that out first thing in the morning. We'll also have the double R props under the special tabs there for you, too. And, we're one of the only book that has done every Arkansas game this year that you have in the state, and that's what you get when you bet with the local sports book.
Neil, always a pleasure to visit with you.
All right, everybody, make sure you bet with your head not over it. Keep this fun and entertaining. Go Hogs, and good luck on your parlays, and download the app and have a little fun.
All right, thank you, Neil. Speaking of entertaining, Deke Whitbeck joins us now. And Deke is president of the Arkansas Game and Fish Foundation. It's safe to say that's a fundraising arm of Game and Fish.
It is, yes, sir. We are a separate entity from Game and Fish Commission. We're a 501c3 nonprofit founded in the early 80s to help support and enhance a lot of the things that Randy was talking about on that's happening over the Game and Fish Commission. Of course, we sort of try to prioritize some funding on education initiatives and some of our game wardens, like Randy was talking about. We've got over 160 game wardens, I think, across the state or enforcement division. So we've got a program to help support the game wardens. But there's a little bit of everything. Like when you asked Randy, hey, what's going on at Game and Fish? I mean, we talked about a primate and a canine before we got to turkeys or even crappie biting. So there's just so much that's happening over at the Game and Fish Commission. And right before the show, Ray, you were talking about how when you meet somebody from Game and Fish, how passionate they are, our employees, and there are over 600 employees, I think, at the agency. And you're right, they could be doing. I mean, he's got a background in And what all were you talking about? Accounting and your business plan? I mean, Mississippi State grad. I mean, these guys are so passionate and could be working anywhere, but they choose to work for the state agency. And that's what we do at the Game and Fish Foundation nonprofit to help support and enhance some of the things that they're doing.
So how does one get involved?
So our website's the best way to stay in touch with the Game and Fish Foundation. It's agff.org. So go to agff.org, and you can look up not only what projects and initiatives that we're helping support the agency on, but how to get involved with one of our events that's coming up. We have 15 or 16 events all across
y'all
the
have
state.
an event at just about every month.
Yeah.
You have at least one event.
We're
I mean,
basically the party planning committee for Game and Fish, raising money and having fun and getting Joey Mall out there and having a big time. But it is a lot of fun in what we're doing. And again, going back to help support and enhance the mission of Game and Fish.
And it's very reasonable to become a member.
Oh, yes, sir. Yep. You can go on the website right now and become a member. I think $35 annual membership. You get a cap and a decal and a weekly newsletter update and actually a subscription to the Game and Fish magazine that Randy has a part
Which
in.
the subscription's normally just $12 by itself every year. So, I mean, yeah.
You
That's
get
about
some,
half of it right there.
and
almost
you're
half
helping
of it
them,
right
right?
there.
You're doing
Yeah,
it for a good
absolutely.
cause. We're a nonprofit, so you can go back and talk to your tax accountant about how you supported a nonprofit, which is Game and Fish Foundation. But man, we stay busy. There's a lot going on, a lot of behind the scenes that's happening to help support. But again, our bread and butter as an organization is getting some fun events out across the state to raise some money, but also to raise awareness. And that's what I love at these events, Ray, is that we'll go out and the director of the Game and Fish will come out, or a deputy director, or Randy, or it's just another opportunity to get in front of the folks across the state of Arkansas and message to them what they want to talk about. And it's not necessarily at a town hall or some other kind of gathering.
No.
This is a fun one when we're coming out and raising dollars and for a good night.
You just ran the Get It for Game Wardens up in Mountain Home, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was a week ago maybe.
And that honestly, Rob Finley is one of our commissioners, is the guy that was kind of spearheading that thing.
What did you call that thing, Randy?
Get It for Game Wardens. Let Deke tell you.
Yeah, that's our program, man. We help out the game wardens across the state. We actually have a dedicated website called GetItForGameWardens.com. But you can go anywhere across the state, and we've got a map lined out. So either where it's where you live, you can click on that district, or it's where you hunt and click on that one, or where you like to go fishing, or wherever you want to, and you can see some of the needs of those game wardens. And listen, we're not taking over the budget of enforcement. We're here to help to simply help enhance what the game wardens are doing out there with some protective gear or other items that may make their jobs easier as they go out and patrol. I mean, think about, let's take Montgomery County. We're talking about all these, there's 2 game wardens from Montgomery County, which is 75% national forest.
Yep.
And just think about how rural that part of the world is for these guys. So, for instance, we were able to go out and raise some funds for e-bikes, and those game wardens get their e-bikes. They can cover no telling how many more miles across those up and down and hilly terrain to get out and check folks, and also for safety. I mean, like Randy was saying, Game and Fish a lot of times goes out with support on these rural communities and sheriff's offices for search and rescue and others. And so, again, there are lots and lots of different ways that you can help support. And the good news, or kind of good thing about what we're doing, is your gift can be earmarked for what you're into. So Joey's into trout fishing. He said, hey, Deke, here's my membership, or here's a little gift with the cherry on top. I want it to go to help and support the trout program. That's great. Or Ray may call up and say, Deke, I want my donation to go towards getting the next generation of kids engaged in the outdoors. And so we have so many different ways for people to plug in and help us out. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to help the state agency, which, like you mentioned earlier, just there's so many great folks that work over there and are really passionate about what they're doing every day.
And here's the crazy thing, folks. There's a lot of great jobs out there, and people have them. They don't want to give them up.
It's the turnover is pretty low actually at Game and Fish. Game wardens, we actually, because we do have about 160 of them, about every year we'll end up with about 12 vacancies throughout the entire year. But even that's pretty low when you consider how many positions we have, and it is a law enforcement opportunity. So I mean that's pretty low turnover really.
All right, you mentioned the word hunting a second ago, and during the break you guys were talking about the number of turkeys already been killed.
Oh yeah, we're approaching 6,500 turkeys so far this year, and Zone 1, which is our largest zone and the traditional turkey hunting area of Arkansas, that actually opened this morning. And they've already harvested over 2,400 birds since this morning started.
So that's real time going in and looking.
Yeah, I just looked at it before we walked in the door. Yeah,
that's pretty.
And
cool.
you have 12 hours to check your turkey, but after your harvest. So by tomorrow morning, we should have all of that updated through the site, through the system. There are going to be a few of them that, like if you're, especially on the National Forest, if you check a turkey through our app and you're out of cell service range, until you get back in cell service range, it isn't going to complete the check. You're good, but it will complete the check once you're back in cell service range. And there are a lot of folks that they'll go out, spend the night, do a camp out, things like that. And so we actually won't get that number in for a couple of days in a few of those cases. But yeah, 6,500 birds so far for the state.
Now, Dick, you all put on the Outdoor Hall of Fame banquet too.
Yeah, that's right. That's our Bell Cow fundraiser, I call it. We try to do it before football season kicks off, before high school. Now they have week 0 that's kind of messing me up a little bit. That's the week before it starts. But that's set for August 29, downtown Little Rock at the State House Convention Center. We'll have 1,600 people average show up that night, raise money. We recognize some great folks, and we also help recognize the men and women of the Game and Fish Commission. So it's a great night. Go to agff.org. Check us out.
All right, guys, you're welcome to hang around. If not, beside all that, Joey's coming up next, Joey Moe.
Take it away, Joey.
We'll talk fishing.
All right, back in a moment.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern-born and raised and Arkansas-based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. There are 2 recent developments that are likely to convince China that Americans are soft. One is having our pet medications delivered to our homes. The other one, heated steering wheels in our vehicles. Those of you contributing to the latter are actually compromising our national defense. I'm looking at you, Justin Acree and David Wallace. The country of John Wayne and Chuck Norris can do better than this, people. If your hands are cold, wear gloves. Or turn on your heated seats and sit on them. Or come into Doublebee's for a hot cup of Renoco coffee. That will warm you up and pick you up and calm you down, as Mike Ditka said in Kicking and Screaming. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
We are back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Special thanks. Dick Whitbeck, President of the Game and Fish Foundation. Randy Sellers, Assistant Chief of Communications, Game and Fish. A lot of great information there. Joey Mull joins us now. And Joey, you have a store, shop, whatever you like to call it. Fish On Custom Rods. Ran into you the other night at the Fly Fishing Film Festival. Say that real fast 3 or 4 times. Anyway. And you had some stuff that just kind of blew me away and got my attention. And I thought, we need to get Joey on the show. Tell us a little bit about your shop.
Fish On Custom Rods, Ray, goes back to, the late 90s. Karen, my wife, and I started, we had 4 boys, and I had a passion for fly fishing, and our sons, Corey, Tyler, Eric, and Logan were born fairly close, 18 months apart, and I knew then that I wasn't going to be able to afford fly rods all the time for them, but I started building fly rods, and I worked for our local community bank, and when they would do fundraisers for nonprofits around town, cancer, what have you, I would build the rods for donations on behalf of the community bank, and the fundraisers would bid those rods up. Some of them went for $3,000.
My.
Yeah, and so that started, and then it was friends and family and strangers, and then it just grew. It just kept growing on itself. And fast forward. My wife and I took a lot of our son's kids to Dry Run Creek, and we took a lot of kids out, taught them how to fly fish, and got them on the water. And consequently, my youngest is Logan, and one of his buddies ended up going to guide 2 summers in a row at Bristol Bay, Alaska. And that, again, the small garage business just started growing on itself to where it is today, and we are a full-fledged, I would say, fly shop, but I don't want to be so specific. But we got Abel, Ross, Umpqua, Renzetti, Sims. I mean, we have all the big brands. And the other thing that has been pretty cool with rod building is I go out to the Japanese, and I have 2 rod builders who are world-renowned, and 1 classic reel builder. His name is Minamoto Winter, and we're the only U.S. distributor for his reels. And he hand makes these classic reels one at a time, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. And so we're allotted probably 20 of those reels a year, and he's started to make spey reels. And so the only way you can get a spey reel is to own one of his river reels, as he calls them. And Kabuta is the rod builder, and we buy blanks, and he builds rods for us. And I've got 2 rods left for this year and 1 bamboo rod. And then Tomo is the same. His blanks we use and for rod builders, but we have, as I said, full-fledged fly shop, but we curated such a product base that it's diversified, and kind of like Mark Hedrick says when he talks, is we like to enhance the lifestyle. You know, you go out there and have fun and a good time. You come back, you want to have good food, good drinks, stuff like that. And I build charcuterie boards, cutting boards, pens, but we also offer wine glasses, cocktail glasses, the mixtures, all of that, and in one stop. And we have it here in Little Rock.
All right, so where are you located?
Well, it's a great question. We were impacted by the painted trees issues this week, and we had 2 booths up front that were chock full of everything, and that came at a surprise, and so we had to unpack and retrieve all of our inventory there, and I've got it back at our house in a mini storage, but we have a website. It's called fishoncustomrods.com, and we do local delivery. I do that all the time, whether it's leaders or tippets or spool reels or a new reel, a rod, or coffee, Onyx coffee, Angler's coffee out of Oregon, coffee cups, mugs, all that kind of stuff. And what we try to do is we do try to focus on USA-made merchandise. Now, I have agate stripping guides. I should have brought some in to show you, but those agate stripping guides are made by one person in Warsaw, Poland. And so I get those probably 1,600 of those a year. They're absolutely gorgeous. And this rod builders use them for their fly rods, bamboo, spey rods, and we ship those worldwide. And they're just absolutely phenomenal. So we have all the rod building, fly tying, vices, rods, everything you want to go out and fly fish. And it's not always about trout. Saltwater, we do a lot of saltwater stuff.
Now, when you talk about trout fishing, a lot of people think this is a really expensive sport. It can't, like anything else, just like golf, it can be.
It can be.
But you can get really nice product for a reasonable price.
And that's a great point, Ray. We have combo kits from Cortland and combo kits from Airlight. And what we've done is if somebody comes up to us and wants to learn how to fly fish, you know, they'll buy this combo kit. Most of them are less than $200, and we'll buy an annual membership, their first membership to Arkansas Fly Fishers, and where they can go and see a calendar of events, learn how to tie flies, learn how to go cast, go out on some of the events that the Arkansas Fly Fishers do around the state. And that's absolutely an incredible organization for Arkansas to have. They support the Mayfly Project. They support Casting for Recovery. Project Healing Waters was one of their projects they used to support, but Tillman and the board and Arkansas Fly Fishers, we've partnered up with Fish on Custom Rods, kind of as an employee, I guess you will, to help us enhance that newcomer. A lot of ladies coming to the sport. And you can go out to some of the golf course ponds when you're allowed to.
Yeah, when you're allowed to.
When you're allowed to, and catch carp and brim and bass, or, you know, some of the big lakes and streamers. And I mean, it's just a lot of resources out there.
All right, Fishing with Joey Maul with Fish on Custom Rods. You showed me a reel at Fly Fishing Film Tour, a Coors reel. I want to talk about that. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. We'll talk about that with more on Ray Tucker's Arkansas.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Spring has sprung, and incredible deals are hatching at Gwatney Buick GMC during their Spring Trade and Save Sales event. This includes extraordinary savings on 2026 GMC Terrain front-wheel drive Elevation, as low as $279 per month. Find a basket full of savings on GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab with Turbo Max engine, up to 20% below MSRP. Buick deals so good you won't hear a peep out of the competition. New Encore GX at just $199 a month. Plus, the entire Buick lineup is available at just 0.9% during the Spring Trade and Save Sales event. Call 501-945-4444. Come see your peeps at Gwatney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Sierra based on MSRP of $55,370. Terrain and Encore are low mileage leases. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where the hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
Arkansas, stop paying full retail prices. Head to Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse, where prices and customer service can't be beat, where inventory is stocked and ready to be loaded. Find us at 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Waterproof vinyl starting at just $129 a square foot. Tile deals all day, every day for under $1 a square foot. Waterproof hardwood around $2 a square foot. Need more? Exterior pavers and stone, butcher block countertops, roofing shingles, faucets, you name it, we've got it. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse, built to save you money.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
We are talking fly fishing gear, fly fishing in various rivers in Arkansas. Joey Mall is our guest from Fish on Custom Rods. You got some really, really cool stuff. I brought it up before the break. And you had a reel. It said Coors on it. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. Tell them about it. Yeah, you dip it in the water and get the temperature. I can't believe that.
Ross Reels came out with a Coors Light reel. And on the reel has some mountains on it. It's a limited production. I think it's a fly shop only reel. We have 3 or 4 left on our website. You can go to our website and look at this reel. It's from Ross Reels out of Montrose, Colorado. And what they've done is they've partnered up with Trout Unlimited for conservation purposes. But this reel has the mountains on it, as you would see on Coors Light, and at 68 degrees, the mountains will turn blue, telling the fly fisher
water temperature.
Water temperature.
Okay.
Water temperature that it's okay to fish for trout. At 68 or 70 above, it will stay kind of foggy and telling the fly fisher that water's too warm, and it will stress the fish and not to fish. And it's absolutely phenomenal. It's the neatest thing. I think they run $4.99. If you see one and you're interested in one, you better get it, because Ross again is only producing so many of them, and we have, I think, 3 or 4 left on our in stock, I believe. But they are Ross Reels out of Montrose is doing a fantastic job with conservation, with the fly fishing industry. And when they came out with that reel, I should have ordered more in the preseason, because my first order was gone.
Yeah.
And so we have a few more coming in, but it's a neat reel. It's a neat project.
Are there still bamboo rods around? You make those?
I do not make the bamboo rods. Bamboo rod makers are a different breed than the graphite and the fiberglass. The fiberglass rods never really went away in Japan. They've always had fiberglass rods, but back in the early 70s or 60s, the manufacturers, when fly fishing started getting more popular, they went from a fiberglass to the graphite. They can make that sooner. And so more for production, and fiberglass kind of went by the side. Well, fiberglass fly rods for the last 10 years has made an incredible comeback. And man, it is going from a graphite rod to a fiberglass fly rod. It's night and day. I mean, it's just absolutely so much fun, just on your brim streams, your small bow streams, and of course the trout. And so what's the big hit now is the spey rods. The double hand rod started in the West, and it's coming so fast towards the east.
And what is a spey rod?
Spey rod's a double-handed rod, and what people are finding out is if you've had an injured shoulder and you still like to fly fish, these double-handed or spey rods are real easy on the shoulders, and especially for older folks who like to fly fish. And so spey rods are huge right now. And but the bamboo guys, again, they're great guys. Usually, they're a different person and very, very good at what they do. Graphite rods, fiberglass rods, those are kind of a blend. And we've been fortunate enough to support that industry and those builders throughout the United States and worldwide for the last 10 years. And then migrating into what we have now is a fly shop. So,
all right, we got about a minute and a half left. We'll give you a website very quickly where people can get in touch with you. And then I want to know what you got a starter kit for kids.
Fish On Custom Rods. We're located, and then I'll do local delivery. Family-owned business, and we do have some folks that have invested in it, Aubrey Mosley and Jameson Mosley, and so we're looking for our other space from the fall out of the painted tree, and we're fully stocked, ready to go. We don't drop ship. I'll bring it to you, even this Ross reel. And I don't build the rods anymore. Just don't have time. I've got kids, and I've got a granddaughter, Harper, that will learn how to fly fish. And so we're busy, very, very busy, and it's fun, a lot of fun, Ray, especially with the kids and young ladies and kids going out and learning how to fly fish.
Joey, thank you for all fly fishers meet. There's no money in it, so I don't get to go to the meetings, and I don't get to learn more and more about a sport that I really enjoy.
There are meetings tonight, matter of fact.
And they meet at Whole Hog down here on bottom of Cantrell Hill.
That's right.
Joey Malm, appreciate you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for all the
Ray.
input
Thank you.
tonight. And appreciate the folks from Game and Fish, Randy Zellers and Deep Whitbeck. You folks get out this week in great spring weather. Get out and enjoy the Arkansas outdoors.